This is a step-by-step guide on how to use the application FLS 2026. The app icon should be visible like any other application. Find the icon and select. Once the application is open, it will show you the login page. You should receive an email from the assessment system containing Use the username and password to log in to your account. Always cross-check the details before you feed your username and password. Incorrect entry will prompt you invalid credentials. The first time you will be logging in is with your district level coordinator, who will be handing you over the tablet. You will also be doing the required paperwork at this point. After the successful login, you should see this page saying Selfie with Issuing Officer. You will now take a photo with your issuing officer. You will notice the Activate Account button will activate after taking the selfie. Now simply press the Activate Account button to activate your account. After successfully registering yourself, you should be able to see a welcome page with your name, the school that you are assigned with, and a drop-down menu to select your language. Select your language from the drop-down menu. After selecting the language, you will simply press the Continue button. Now, you are on the main dashboard. This is one page you will often keep coming back to, so let's understand the dashboard. The main button that we see is Start the Test. As the name suggests, this button will start the test. You will see subsequent buttons like Survey History, Sync Data, SQ, TQ, Check for Updates, and Instruction Manual. As a field investigator, it's important to read the instruction manual before starting the survey. It takes you through all the important points that you are expected to do for completion of a successful survey. Read all the points carefully and abide by the safety measures as mentioned in the guidelines. The Check for Update button, this updates the app into the newer versions if they are available. The SQTQ means School Question and Teacher Question. These forms are supposed to be filled by the principal and teachers of the school. Remember, completing the SQ and TQ is mandatory to complete the survey. These forms are very simple to fill. You will select the options or select from the drop-down menu options. If you miss out on any question, you will not be able to save. It will prompt you to fill the complete form. All the fields are mandatory. Once all the fields are marked, you will be able to save the form by using the Save button. It will take you back to the SQTQ main page, and the completed forms will appear with a check mark. The next button on the main dashboard is Sync Data. This is one of the most important functions of the survey. If you have the access to the internet, after every assessment, you should use the Sync button. This button will ensure that all your surveys are getting saved on the servers. The next button on the dashboard is Survey History. This is where you will be able to see all the surveys that are done on this device. The tab All will show all the complete and incomplete tasks. The Completed tab will show all the successfully done tasks, and the Incomplete tab will show you all the tasks that stopped due to some reason. These tasks are all color-coded for you to understand which tasks are completed or are incomplete. You can simply press the Resume button. The incomplete task will resume from the question where the application had stopped. This ensures that your data is saved at all times. Now, let's check with the Start the Test button. Click the button This will open up a form. Fill the student details. Take a selfie with the student and fill the form based on the details you receive from the school's record. Make sure all the information you are filling are correct and the selfies you take are clear. Similarly, you will fill the pupil question. If you miss out any question, you will not be able to go to the next page. Once all the fields are marked, the next button will activate. Simply press the next button to start the test. The next page will show you the FLS 2026 set information. This information is important for you to know the set number you are going to attempt. Each set is marked as 31, 32, 33 and 34. You must make sure to match the set number with the student's workbook kit. This page will also tell you the different task categories in their order of appearance. Please read this page carefully and once comfortable, press the Start Test button. The next page will prompt you the assessment task categories, like Children Become Effective Communicator EC in Set 31 and 32. Or Children Become Involved Learners and Connect with Their Immediate Environment IL in Set 33 and 34. Press the Start button to start the test. Before the task, you will be shown to instruction pages. Instructions for Field Investigator. Read the instructions carefully to understand the task. Field Investigator instruction to the child. This is Field Investigator script that needs to be read to the child attempting the test. Be polite and warm with the child. All the tasks in the assessment are categorized. The first category is multiple choice question-based MCQ. Tasks like oral language comprehension, number discrimination, multiplication grid, measurement, patterns and data handling. In this application, you have some functionalities to mark the responses. You can mark no responses, correct, and incorrect answers provided by the child. The No Response button is used when the child has not responded for over 10 to 15 seconds on any task. No Response will also skip this task to the next task. By selecting the responses provided by the child, will activate the next button. Press this button to save the response and go to the next task. The next category is correct, incorrect and no response. Tasks like phonological awareness, reading comprehension with questions on the stories, number operations with word problem, and fractions part 2 will provide you the options to mark the child's response as correct, incorrect, and no response. In some of these tasks, the expected answer is visible. Make sure the screen is not visible to the child. Selecting the responses provided by the child will activate the next button. The next category of the task is grid-based. Tasks like decoding alphabets, words, non-words and number. You can mark incorrect, self-correct and no responses just by tapping. Tap once to mark incorrect. Tap twice to mark self-correct. Tap thrice to mark no response skipped. Tap 4 times to reset your entry. Use the next button when done. The next category is simple feeding. Tasks like number operations, addition and subtraction has a simple calculator-looking feeding functionality. Here you simply enter the answers using the number pad. The next category of the task is interactive. Tasks like division with straws, fractions and patterns are interactive, and a child can interact with the tablet. These are simple and intuitive. For the division task, the user needs to simply drag and drop the straws into the boxes below. For the fractions task, in part 1, the user needs to fill color in the figure, and for the patterns task, the user needs to select an option from the multiple choice question. The next category is reading comprehension. Tasks related to reading are very similar to what you have done in the grid-based tasks. Instead of a grid, now you have a paragraph where all the words can be marked individually. Tap once to mark incorrect, this shows in blue color, tap twice to mark the word self-correct, this shows in green color, and tap thrice to mark no response shows in gray color, and tap 4 times to reset. This task is time-based, and you will record the last word spoken at the end of 1 minute. Situation 1. If the child has finished reading before 1 minute, then press the next button. There will be a pop-up, Confirm completion. For confirming the seconds, the child has finished reading the paragraph. Confirm if yes, or go back to continue reading. Situation 2. If the child has not finished reading after 1 minute, a pop-up page will appear. You need to remember the last word spoken by the child and mark it on this page. The last word will be highlighted in the color purple. Mark the last word and press the next button to the fluency assessment rubric. The next category of the task is writing comprehension. Before beginning the task, provide the image. Allow them the time to write the 3 sentences. Take a picture of the sheet used by the child. Make sure the handwriting is visible in the photo. Press the next button to go to the writing assessment rubric. Note: tasks like the number operations, addition and subtraction and word problem have a camera icon beside the no response button. Take a photo of the sheets used by the child for doing the calculations. Make sure these photos are clear. After completing each assessment, you should see the congratulation page. Here you can either go to the main dashboard to sync your data using the sync data option or start a new test with the next child. Troubleshoot. For any reason, if the application stops in between the assessment, then reopen the app, log in again and go to the survey history. Find the incomplete task and resume the assessment. If you have access to the internet, always use the sync data function after every assessment to upload your completed assessments. If you can't log in using your email and password, then contact your coordinator for support immediately.